Okay, that was a weird time to get that message. What up, y'all? Atlanta Falcons fans. Falcons just played their last game of the season against the Carolina Panthers, where they took them to overtime and they lost. On God, the Atlanta Falcons just lost 30. What was the score? 44-38. Michael Penix Jr. had his best game of his young career so far. 21 completions, 38 attempts, 312 yards passing, 2 tubs, 1 interception. Got sacked 1 time. Bijan Robinson carried the rock 28 times for 170 yards, 2 tubs. And Drake London, the best receiver of the game so far, had 10 receptions, 187 yards, and 2 tubs. I'm disappointed in this team. Very disappointed in this team. More specifically, the coaching. The coaching was just atrocious the whole season. Why wait so long to put Michael P. in when you seen the way Kirk Cousins was playing in practice? You had firsthand knowledge of how bad Kirk Cousins has been playing for that 1 month stretch, and you continue to ride the wave that was very, very cold and low. I don't understand that. The trouble with the possession last week, the clock management possessions. What do you mean that the timeout is a process? It's more than one person deciding on when to call timeout. You the head coach, bro. Just call timeout. It's not that hard. The defense today was just atrocious. I don't even know how to describe it. This Bryce Young was a snap and a twist away from being out of the NFL completely. And the Atlanta Falcons let this dude have his best game of his young career. Bryce Young had 25 completions, 34 attempts, 251 yards passing, 3 tubs, and no interceptions. And more importantly, no sacks. None. No pressure, no quarterback hits, none of that. Yeah, the Eagles, they straight. They might go to the Super Bowl. They got Saquon. They sat him down because they ain't want him to get the 100 yards to beat Eric Dickerson record. But they cool. But we talking about them dirty birds right now. You know what I'm talking about? So, what needs to be done in the offseason? Of course, we need to get a pass rush. We've been saying this for about the past 10 years. I've been an Atlanta Falcons fan, at least the past 20 years. We need to get an outside linebacker. We need to get another option in the deep threat, in the wide receiver department. We need another deep threat to take the top off the defense in the wide receiver department. And we need to replace tight end Kyle Pitts. We need to decide what we're going to do with him because he's been a complete bust this whole season. He had 2 catches for 15 yards today. Let me just pull up his numbers for the entire season because they were atrocious. Let's see. This season, Kyle Pitts had 45 receptions, 587 yards, and 4 tubs. Surprisingly, he's in the double-digit department when it comes to touchdowns. He has 10 touchdowns in his 4-year career in the NFL. So, in the offseason, we need to figure out what we're going to do with Kyle Pitts. Are we going to keep him on his team or we're going to trade him? We're going to have to deal with him somehow because he is not playing to the best of his abilities. He's not playing like he should be playing, a 4th overall pick in the NFL draft. This is unacceptable from Kyle Pitts, and I think that we got to deal with how we handle this situation because do we just admit defeat in this situation and say that he's a one-hit wonder, he's not going to get back to that level of play that he was in his rookie season? Or do we continue to try and sink more money into this sunk cost fallacy? What do we do here? This conundrum is going to plague the Falcons for the entirety of the offseason, along with, I believe, what to do with the coaches. Because we need a new defensive coordinator. We need because I don't understand how you just let Bryce Young just destroy you the whole game. The whole game. He had no pressure, soft coverages, barely any incompletions. It was just terrible. No blitz packages. Somebody said that what was working after the bye week was those 0-man blitzes, those man-to-man cover 0 blitz packages. And today we just went to cover 3, cover 2, just basic soft zone coverages. And Bryce Young was just able to pick us apart the whole day. This isn't the same Bryce Young we faced in 2023, his first NFL game. No, this isn't even the first Bryce Young. This isn't even the same Bryce Young that we seen early in the season. We didn't face him, but he got benched. This dude got benched for a reason. And here he is playing like the second coming of Pat Mahomes, doing no-look passes. What is this, man? The Atlanta Falcons just let anybody come in their house and look like primetime Lamar Jackson. This is ridiculous. I'm sick of this. We need a pass rush, defensive tackles. We need some coaches who are competent, who are able to do what they need to do. I think we just need to revamp the whole team, honestly. We got a good, solid offense. We got Drake, got Mike P, got Bijan, got Tyler backing them up. We need to decide what we're going to do with Ray and Darnell Mooney. We need to trade Kyle Pitts. We got a solid offensive line with Chris Lindstrom, Jake Matthews on the left tackle, Caleb McGarry on the right tackle. We got Drew Dahlman as the center and Matthew Bergeron as the left guard. I think we're pretty solid on offense. It's the defense that's just been plaguing us this whole season. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once we figured out what we wanted to do with the quarterback situation, everything on offense became a little bit more easy. But the defense has been a struggle this whole season. We struggled to get pass rush in the beginning of the season. And once we got pass rush going, towards the end of the season, our quarterback play was down. And once we switched quarterbacks, our defense just fell off a cliff. Our defense just became non-existent these last 2 weeks. So today, I have to say I'm highly disappointed in the Falcons. You had a chance to go to the playoffs. The Bucks beat the Saints, so we never had a chance to go into the playoffs. But you're playing your rivals in your home, and you let them come in your trap and take over. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to feel as an Atlanta Falcons fan. And that's not how you want to move forward in the new year. You understand what I'm saying? There's a new chance for us to put our best foot forward, and now we have to wait another year before we go to the playoffs. What can we do? What shall we do? I'm just glad the season is over with finally. Football in the state of Georgia is done. Kaputski is over with. Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Georgia. It's over with. Atlanta Falcons. Ain't no more football in the state of Georgia for the next 6 months. I'm happy. I can go outside and breathe fresh air and do other things in my life. And I don't have to be stressed out and bogged down by if the Falcons or the Georgia Bulldogs is going to upset me and give me a headache on the weekends anymore. At least until September and August. So, until then, man, I got to say this entire season has been very disappointing because we had high hopes to go to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins. Started off so good, and then it just fell off a cliff. And we ended the season with a 2-game losing streak. So now here we are on the outside of the playoffs looking in, and we got to retool and figure out what we want to do in the offseason all over again. But as always, we love football. We love doing this. So we shall be back next season to do this all over again. I'm just glad this season is over with so we don't have to bog ourselves down with the disappointment and misery and depression anymore. It's been a very, very, don't get me wrong, we had a better season than we did last year. We won one more game than we did the past 3 seasons. But it's still a losing season. 8-9, didn't make the playoffs, didn't win our division. We did sweep the Bucks. We're 4-2 in our division. But overall, you can't feel too good about the season. I feel good about the future. We got some good, solid pieces. I don't know what we're going to do in the draft, but, it's just another day. All right. I've been Pat Seal. Y'all like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how disappointed y'all think the Atlanta Falcons season was overall, because I got to say it was an 11. A smooth 11. Until then, I will see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.